In John 5, verses 33 to 47, Jesus concludes the argument he was making to the religious leaders regarding his claim to be the Son of God by identifying 4 unassailable witnesses that had already testified on his behalf: John the Baptist, the miracles he performed, God the Father, and the Old Testament scriptures. For those who resisted breaking with the pack to embrace his lordship, Jesus was reminding them that none other than John the Baptist had publicly declared him to be the Son of God, staking his own reputation on the truth of that statement. For those who refused to believe without tangible proof, he reminded them that they had seen his miracles with their own eyes. For those who were stubbornly withholding faith unless the heavens opened and they heard God speak in an audible voice, he reminded them that they had been personally present as that exact thing happened when he was baptized by John. And for those who were clinging to their skepticism until there was theological agreement on the subject, he pointed out that the Holy Scriptures themselves speak clearly of him and affirm his divinity throughout. And that brings us to verse 40, where Jesus says, "But you were not willing to come to me that you may have life." Placing faith in Jesus for salvation, or anything else for that matter, is really never about convincing arguments, proofs, and evidence, no matter what anyone says. It's always about a willingness to trust him. And Jesus promises here that this simple act of surrender is what opens the door to the life we long for. So why are people, including you and me, so often unwilling? Well, I'll just speak for myself. Taking any step of faith requires that I confront the desire of my sinful nature to maintain control. But faith is the exact opposite of control, isn't it? Trusting Jesus with my health, finances, marriage, career, let alone my eternal destiny, means being willing to release the control of those things, believing that there's no better place for them than in his hands. But that's the issue, right? Do we really believe that? It's hard for me to admit this in the face of the overwhelming evidence of my Lord's love, faithfulness, and power. He has never failed me. Still, there are times I hesitate to trust my cares to him. And perhaps that's true for you too. If so, let's agree today to come to him willingly, releasing all our cares to him, that we may know life as he intends.